Hey, what's going on, Playaz Circle family? We back off of a great run, a great talk about the NBA playoffs, man.
Sir.
I appreciate you guys. It was amazing to, have, guests and people here throughout that whole process.
Absolutely.
We are back with the mental health segment, man. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. Y'all have great stories. I want to, really go in depth and be able to introduce you guys. Y'all can talk about the platforms that y'all have.
Yeah.
And just, the individuals and the things that it takes to be able to be behind such great and amazing platforms.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Kyree, we can start with you, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to start first because I'm sure he's got a lot more to say about his background.
Come on, man.
I own Backcourt Mixtapes. It's a basketball platform that I've had here since 2013. And I basically go around the country covering all your top players from, like I said, from Kate Cunningham to Zion Williamson to you name your top number one pick in the last 10 years. I've probably recorded them at some point in time. So, yeah, I mean, I've just been doing my thing for the last 10 years. And I've built a good following, around the country and especially here in Texas. And that's how I was able to meet Isaiah, his parents. Invited me out to one of his games when he was still in 8th grade. Yeah. And I I had just graduated high school.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to know them. And that's how long I've been knowing this family and, how great you guys are. And I'm super proud of what you guys got going on and just having us on here. So.
Yeah.
Playaz Circle, man. I love the name.
Nah, I appreciate it, man.
That's
perfect name.
That's
Perfect
some
name.
old school pimp stuff, man.
And you already come on, and this is really the essence of that name.
Yeah.
Guys that have been in the game, that's knowledgeable of it.
Yeah.
Guys that have really indulged in the culture and can speak on it.
Right.
It's different if we ain't never played a sport, never been through nothing in life.
It's hard to speak on. It's hard to speak on.
It's not the sideline circle.
Right.
Players that was in the games, we played and contributed.
Right.
So
exactly.
And whatever that real talk.
And whatever you do, seriously, if it's sports, if it's entertainment, whatever you do, you're a player.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you having us on.
Nah, I appreciate y'all coming. Kyree's gonna be very modest with you guys. He has an amazing platform.
Man,
whole bunch of followers, man. Views. It's so organic though, and to speak on our relationship, we met when I was in 8th grade.
Correct.
But it's somebody that I met and never left.
A
guy that stuck with me. He never asked me for anything. He genuinely wanted to see me at my best, and we always had that relationship.
For sure, yeah.
And that's why it's so genuine, man. I appreciate it, and it's very rare that you have relationships that last this long.
Correct. Yeah.
So I appreciate
even after high school, I don't talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that I still communicate with are people that I met along the way in my basketball journey, and just these type of people. And some of them made it to the NBA, some of them were number one picks, some of them went overseas, some of them doing other things now. But I think it's important that I keep that relationship with those type of guys.
And I think I told you this off air before, but I want to tell you in front of everybody, I appreciate the dedication you put towards my career.
Thank you.
I appreciate the time because you never had to. I appreciate the resources.
Right.
You took a precedence with me to be able to help me and film me and get me out to the world.
Correct.
And it really means something.
Do we have time to go over how I eventually met you?
Yeah,
and who was
time.
filming you at the time?
Yes, we do.
Who was filming you at the time?
Yes, we do. Go ahead, man.
So
we're here
at
for
the time, it was shout out to Chad.
Yep.
Shout out to AD.
Yep.
Take My Talent was there. They were the number one platform in the city, pretty much.
Yeah.
They, after, whatever happened with Take My Talent and those guys became bigger, I'm assuming they went and filmed bigger talent as they came.
I think they're working on like ball.
Right. As you're coming up through those rankings, that's how I met you.
Yeah.
I was, at one point I was trying to work with those guys, and I don't know what specifically happened, but I don't think I was compatible with them for their team at the time.
Yeah.
And that's why I started Backcourt. It's honestly because when I started Backcourt, it wasn't like maybe a few weeks before they knew who I was and tried to recruit me for their team. But I just don't think it was somewhere where it would have worked out because of my entrepreneurial spirit.
I told him don't do it.
Right.
And what's crazy about that is, never mind with the names, but God redirecting it.
Yes.
Instead of me, joining somebody, look at the platform that you created.
Correct.
Look how organic it is, and you have your
and
own.
I think that's what the most
that.
important thing was, not the name behind it.
Yeah.
And that's what I told them too. I just wanted to create something on my own that would stand out, and it had nothing to do with them going back and forth with them. you know, I commend them. They were the number. They still are a top platform in this city, and you know, just to be able to be alongside of them and you know, film the same games, man, it was super cool, bro. It was, you know, honestly, bro, you know,
that's the same thing I want you to know. You are one of those too, and that's what's crazy to start off and say, I want to be big, but I want you to know you like what you build and what you've done has been historic, is big.
Appreciate
you've helped, you know, not just myself but other guys that you personally took a take to go to that next level.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
We transcended college. I play professional. Stretch plays professional.
Guys
that you identified and said, you know what, I'm gonna follow these guys and be with them, have turned into people.
Yeah, for sure, man. And all of the guys that I follow, bro, I try to keep a close circle with them, and I try to communicate with them. All the filmers that I know that's in my circle, we're all super cool, man. We're all close, you know. Elite Mixtapes, me, D Rich, you know, all of those guys are super duper cool, and I appreciate you guys, you know, accepting me into y'all platform, man. Y'all didn't have to do that, bro. You know, shout out to Ty from Middle School Hoops and all of these these guys, yes, all of these guys, man, helped me along the way, and we wouldn't be here talking if it wasn't for them.
Of course, we appreciate you again for coming, man, and thank you for all you've done for me. I really appreciate it. Pops, please,
the legend,
the legend, the one and only OG.
Right.
Man, listen, first of all,
and don't be modest either, please.
We'll fill in for
off these two guys here though real quick. Man. So, you know, I met, and I'm D-Solo, I have a format called Street Flava.
See how you
because I want to I'm trying to get to you guys.
Kyree might have to give you your introduction, man.
But no, I've had Street Flava for over 30 years now, and everybody that's anybody from Beyonce to Jay-Z to you know, your Scarface, your Fat Joe's, your
50 Cent,
you know, all of them, man. They came through it, and I'm so blessed to have done that. But I think, you know, in the long run, I didn't know what I was doing in front of my son. Kyree is my son, and I learned about the LeBlancs through Kyree. And I just met Isaiah and his dad Mike and his beautiful mother Dora. And they are, you know, it was just like instant family, you know, like you meet some people and be like, okay, you know, and it was a click. It was already there, bro, you know, respect them so much, but it was because of the stamp of approval that came from Kyree. And to show you how long the family has actually been working around each other without even knowing it. Kyree did tape you know, Isaiah when Isaiah was young. Matter of fact, like he said, Kyree has a baby brother that's 15 years old. So it's like full circle, man.
It's crazy.
So as I'm sitting up here looking at you, I'm looking back and forth like, man, look how it worked, man. Look how this, you know. But Kyree saw the format and what I did with Street Flava, and he really, you know, turned around and did it in basketball. How I helped grow the market, how I helped, you know, take people with talent and take my format and be able to put them on it. I believe he was always passionate about it, and to be quite honest, he was always involved. Like Kyree's been an excellent cameraman. I would say, man, since no lie, man, 3 or 4 years old, like the dude could edit. He really knew what he was doing, you know. So you know, as I think a junior, he walks off the floor over at Elkins because he was playing basketball in first, and he was like, Dad, I don't want to play no more basketball. And I'm like, hey, man, that's straight. You know, now what do you want to do? Because we got to take that same energy and place it into it. And he was like, man, it's backcourt. And I had never heard of this. I even know
the idea at the time of filming people was only like a few years into its infancy. Because you got to remember, like guys like Nils Wagner and these guys that own Hoop Mixtape, and you know what I'm saying? These type of guys were my inspiration coming up. You know, it's trying to emulate what they were doing, and you know, and they had already been doing it maybe like 3-4 years. This was an infancy at its own. At the time, it was on, like I said, only one company, two companies in Houston doing this thing, you know.
But I knew I had Baby Jordan. I know who I had, bro. That's awesome. So, you know, that comes back to, you know, when he walks off the court, he says, hey, man, I don't want to play no ball no more. We looked each other right in the eye. Luckily, his mama wasn't there. His mama wasn't there. Because, you know, I got home, I was like, listen, he don't want to play no ball. She was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you go. I was like, listen, he has a plan, you know, and once he told her the plan, his mother's an editor, is a master editor. Shout out to the love of my life, Eva, my wife, man, but just a master editor, man. She cold with it. So we are looking at him when he was like, you know, Chad, and I know Chad, man, love out to you, bro. But,
for sure.
man, none of y'all could ever touch my son, bro.
Come on, man.
I knew what I had in him. Come on, man. And I knew what he did.
Listen,
call him Baby Joy now.
And listen, man. Thank you for saying that. I don't like giving myself
I told him though,
some flowers.
He humble.
You know,
I'm like, man,
seriously, you know, because seriously, I looked up to those guys. Seriously, and for them, if they didn't do what they did by starting Take My Talent in Houston, who knows if I would even have the inspiration to do Backcourt or do a hoop mixtape or any of these guys.
True.
They were the first to go film a Jalen Preston, to go film those guys that were in the city during that time that was doing their thing.
It's so amazing to see though, like we were just talking about how God will redirect you though.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing where we didn't even, you know, y'all. I don't think y'all understand in the beginning stages of preparing him for his calling.
Right.
Man.
It's very like as you're saying it, and as now we can put it in a timeline.
Yeah.
You can
now you see it on
that.
the timeline.
Like you know, we don't always understand, but it comes together over time. And it's so beautiful hearing y'all talk about that story and how it originated and came together, because what didn't make sense when he's walking off the court right then and there, you know, fast forward, it made perfect sense now.
Right. Listen, that whole team went to state.
Right. That's what's crazy.
That whole team, Chad Bowie,
Tyreek Armstrong, like those are my real guys.
I have to give
you
you an applause too, and I have to, you know, really focus on the fact that it takes a strong individual, let alone a younger kid, to make a decision for himself like that. I'm gonna step away from a game that I've known my whole life, but I'm stepping into something that I know is for me, and that is.
And this is why it was easy, Isaiah, because I had been built for it my entire life.
Come on, man.
It wasn't like it wasn't like something that I just picked up. And you know what I'm saying? In fourth, third grade, I was filming my little brother's flag football games with the film camcorder, with the mini cam. You know what I'm saying? And I worked my way up. I played basketball in between there because that was my love. But I always had a passion for technology. I always had a passion for cameras. And my mom is an editor. I've seen her stay up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just like my man could say here. You know, like editing is a tedious task. It's not something that you just want. That most people want to do. Most people want to be. Most people want to be in your position. They want to be in front of the camera
with deadlines on you.
Correct.
You know, like one thing. It's another thing. You're doing a podcast. You really can take your time.
Right.
But when you're dealing with a TV station, you have to have that thing there every week, on point.
Right. And that's what brought me my speed. And I think that was one thing that I saw lacking in the game. Is that people were putting out highlight tapes, but they weren't doing mixtapes as fast as they could put together the highlight tape. And I think that's what made me special, is that I could put out those high quality mixtapes with music edits, video effects, and all of this. And at the same time that they can put out a highlight mixtape with just the highlights.
It's a testament to your commitment, though, man. And that's why I had to say something about it.
Well, I don't think it's really commitment. I think it's creativity. I think it's something that, because of course I was committed to it, but it comes easy to me.
But it goes back to your love as well.
Correct.
Some of the guys that were in that field doing it, probably it took them a while because they didn't necessarily, this wasn't a priority.
They were doing it for money.
Right.
They were doing
motive
it for money.
There.
Right.
You saw the vision.
Right.
And at times when you really need that spark or you need that push,
man, I didn't did whole trips, bro. Like, keeping it real, off of exposure. But I didn't get paid a dime from that.
But you walked it by faith, and that's what makes the purpose. You know.
But eventually, I did get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause from the exposure, I was able to go to camps. I was able to get in there and get contracts and all this other stuff that I wasn't able to get if I would have been following the money first instead of building my following.
I remember one of the first teams that, you know, he's still in high school doing this. Like, man, we're gonna take him to LA. I'm like, my son.
Shout out Houston Top Goods, man.
Come on, man.
Top Goods, man.
I was like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna have to have a talk.
Yeah, I was like 17, man.
That's my heart, bro. Like, you know, I dropped him off. I know I was an overprotective dad,
right?
But man, he was flying out every other week after that. I mean, Kyree, he's flying out every other week.
So let me ask you this, Pops. How did it feel seeing, you know, your son have a dream, say he's passionate about something, build it from the ground up, and then get to that point at such a young age?
Awesome, man. Awesome. But like he was saying, it was, I knew he could do it. It was easy. I was looking at, okay, well, who's your competition? Where are you getting this from? I looked at them, And you know, I was like, okay, well, you can do this a little different.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
right,
you
right,
got
right.
another angle at this thing. You've seen
Right.
it from a lot of different angles. You know,
right.
like he's, you know, been on the high level of it at a very young age.
Well, I was going after the best. I really didn't. I really didn't see them.
Yeah.
What I saw myself was more like Hoop Mixtape, and that's what I was trying to emulate.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to emulate what they were specifically doing,
Yeah.
but they were in Houston and they were my competition at the time.
Right.
And that's just how it is, you know. And hey, shout out to them.
Yeah.
They did their thing, and you know, I wish we could have had a better relationship. I wish things could have been better. And shout out to AD, man. You know, we go down to Indianapolis for the middle school hoops camp.
Yeah.
He's there every year, and
It's competitive,
we
man.
talk.
It is.
We
It
talk
is.
about it, bro. We've had the chance to speak about it, honestly. And yeah, it is competitive,
Yeah.
Well,
but it's
I'll
not
take it back.
personal.
It was competitive.
Yeah, it was competitive.
Because
now-
they finna make me cuss.
Come on, hey, now pop that.
I'm
Hey,
looking at y'all.
come on now.
Y'all are
It
lying
was.
these days.
Now, it
Y'all
is some
are lying
kids out
these
there that
days.
don't
Yeah.
need
It
mixtapes.
was.
We keeping it real.
It was competitive.
Nowadays it's very saturated.
Yeah.
It's oversaturated. Everybody gets a mixtape. Everybody gets a video. Back then, you know, you had to be that guy to get a video.
Yeah.
We know that. I missed those
Right.
times.
Yeah,
I
we missed
genuinely
those
missed
times.
those
Right.
times.
So, you know, it's different, like segueing into you and Kyree and the timeline of you and Kyree coming together is crazy, but you guys had a passion for two different things, but they were meeting in the middle.
They were.
Kyree needed you as that guy. Like, if who you gonna do a mixtape on Lil Billy and he ain't even get off the bench?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Ma'am, I can't make nothing out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when your mother and your dad, they knew what they had.
And they
you
were
know?
one of the first people to hire me, period.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
I never knew that.
Seriously,
Yes.
It was some other people before them, but yeah, they were. Because I was so young. You gotta think about it.
I remember
like,
talking to your mom now, like as I think back, like, no, I
Yeah.
got him. He gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think I had to drop him off at your house one time or something. You know,
sure.
I don't even remember none of that.
So look,
yeah.
we've been together, you know, longer than you probably think.
Yeah.
But
As
the
long
two
as I've been
passions-
filming, I've been filming.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
The two passions are there. You had to have the love to go as far as you've gone with your basketball career and still
Shout out to you, man.
Man, I
That's what I
appreciate
want to say, man, because you didn't
man.
stop.
Yeah.
You followed your dreams.
Yeah.
You pushed hard. You kept working, bro. Shout out to Isaiah.
I
man.
appreciate it.
You
so
know,
much.
because everybody doesn't have the discipline, work ethic, and confidence to do what you did.
My brother, I appreciate
You know,
it.
going overseas at that age, you know, or even whatever you do here,
Yeah.
helping your dad with the gym, bro. That's
I
fucking
don't care how
huge,
good
you
I
know?
was. Let me tell you something, Isaiah.
You a pro.
You left when you went. You left.
Appreciate it, man.
When did you go overseas? How old were you?
19.
Oh no, I couldn't have left.
You a
my-
pro.
Fresh off my grandpa's done,
Right.
man.
You got paid to play basketball,
I
bro.
did.
Think about
I
that.
They
did.
would have had to listen.
I
My
did.
mama or my daddy would have had to go with me. I wasn't leaving my mom at 19.
Yeah, it was hard, man.
I
It
wasn't
was.
ready to leave my mom at 19.
Yeah. But it's the same thing, you know, that's what's crazy about what you just said with your son. My dad played overseas. I was prepared for it.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
As hard
Correct.
as it was, as much as we
Yes.
went through, I
Yes.
knew the adjustments to make, and I knew that's honestly what made me say I wanted to go pro so early was I saw my dad do it and
Yeah.
to take care of our family.
Yeah.
I
Right.
wanted
Yeah.
to do it early to get ahead of the curve. By
Right.
the time I have a family, I got this
Yeah.
money put up. I'm getting paid off of something I did my whole life.
Right.
It makes sense of where my dad wanted to make sense of the beginning.
Right.
You know, because you seriously, you had to be prepared. Take for instance, Tylen, my son, trains and works out with you guys.
Right.
Amazing athlete too.
right,
You
right,
bred
right.
some killers
Exactly.
pops.
Yeah.
Like,
Looking to go overseas. Isaiah and them got him on his wing. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about him no more.
It's good. Man, come on, Pops.
But you know, it was an adjustment for me sending my son off to college.
Of course.
Man, I had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's my baby, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, he going to college?
You grew up on you.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, I went through a little something for about 2-3 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, well, this is what he wants to do. This
Yeah.
is. But to send your son out of the country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all were built for it.
You gotta know he ready.
Yeah,
You gotta know he ready, and you
and
gotta have
you at
confidence in him.
19, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, I wasn't ready.
I don't think I could have went out the country at 19. I don't think I got on my first flight out of the state without my parents until I was like 20. Yeah, maybe 20. Man, I don't know. You gotta look back.
Of course.
Somebody will quote me on this and be like, "No, you were wrong. You were here."
No, you were flying at 18.
Yeah, I believe so.
You flying at 18. You moving out at 18.
I don't know that because shit at 18 I was in the back of the van heading to LA with Houston Top Gun. I don't think I was flying quite yet. I think it maybe 20, maybe 19.
And I think that was the thing that a lot of people in Houston, they would look at him and say, okay, that's Solo's son, man. Like he gotta have it. Like he gonna have it.
Of course.
And he had it in bundles. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, a guy that, you know, is fair, can speak, he knows the business. I taught him the business well, me and his mom. You know, what kind of spirits to be around. And we're talking about, you know, on a spiritual level, which me and you talk all the time.
Right,
you know, you know, I told Isaiah, you know, I'm at a level now that I don't even see people anymore. I see your spirit.
Right.
I've been around that spirit before, and if I like you, I'm gonna stick around. If not, you're not gonna see me no more. It's gonna be a wrap.
Very selective.
Yeah, I'm selective. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your peace. And you know, I know that this is the segment when it comes to mental health. And, you know, a lot of times I do think parents and, you know, coaches could put too much pressure on young kids. Their minds are really not developed that early to really handle that much pressure. At the end of the day, it's basketball.
Yes,
it's basketball.
It's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun, you know, and I have to keep reminding myself with Evan, you know, hey, Dad, can I go out? You know, after I get back, ride my bike. You know, man, go ahead, be a kid. Be a kid, man. You know, but you and your dad, you're great at that with younger players. I see you guys in the gym, and you know, every coach in Houston that's been around me. No, I've never really left my sons in any gym. You know, and I'm either there or, you know, but. When I met Isaiah, this is just how much I'm telling you, the spirits just clicked. When I met Isaiah,
got a great spirit.
Man, I met his dad, I met his mom. It was like, okay, all right. You can USA.
And that's big.
You can USA. You know, and a lot of times I think it's even better when I'm gone. You know, and he can just hear that voice, hear you guys.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about it that I think me and my dad really resonate with is giving y'all a chance to be parents again. Giving you a chance to be dad. Me and my father had times in our relationship where we blurred the lines between, you know, athlete and coach and dad and son. And that's the thing where me and him understand is so important. If we could do it over again, that aspect we would be more focused on. And that's the beauty of it. Okay, maybe we had our back and forth about it, but now when we help other families, we prioritize that. Dad, be at peace, man. Go relax. Go run an errand. We got him, and you know, we're on your side. We're
Dad's passionate.
He's
passionate when he's in that gym, man.
Yes, he is.
You know, and I love it because if you, like, straight up, if you've never been to their gym, if you're an athlete, you never worked out. You know, it's not. I can actually say this, and you might be like, but that gym is not for everybody.
No, it's not. It was created that way, though. My man saying.
It's for a special type of athlete.
It's
for a special type of athlete. But if you want to go to that level, you know, if you want to have a coach and trainers that keep it real with you, you know, then, you know, that's the gym for you. I remember, you know, distinctively, my son, he was, you know, they were training, they playing one-on-one, and he backed up 2-3 steps, and Mike said, hold on. I'll take that back. It was you. He said, hold on. He stopped the whole workout. He said, Evan, let me tell you something. You never back up in this gym. You never back up. And I had told him that
millions of times.
But that day, I seen something snap in him, bro. And then he got a chance to go actually put it on display. And they were in the district playoffs at the time. You know, shout out Quill Valley, man. You know, and man, he put on the show. And that was he did a move like you guys teach I never taught that. So you're going to your left and you do your right underhand layup with your
right, inside hand, right.
So he
under
hit him
the
with
block
that
hand.
inside layup, and the whole gym said, "Ooh."
Yeah. Finish
my
with the
wife
inside
say,
hand because they know they're coming
"Where did he
behind
learn
you.
that from?" I said, "It wasn't me. That's them LeBlancs."
Man, that's
yeah,
awesome.
but man, so it was awesome to see it. And from then, here's another reason when you know you got somebody that really love your kid. I don't have to ask Evan to go to y'all gym.
Right.
He demands he goes to y'all's gym.
That's awesome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Hey man, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go work out with Mike.
It's passion.
Right.
Passionate.
Yeah.
Have you called Isaiah? Have you called? I talked to Isaiah.
And he does. He communicates with me. He reaches out.
Very important. That's
Yeah,
what I teach
he
my
is,
kids.
right.
You know.
Amazing.
And that's
man.
really deeper than just what's on the surface.
It is.
Basketball is one thing, but having a personal relationship with the kids that you do train, and like you said, you call us about boys, you can call us about girls, you call us about personal relationship, whatever. Y'all there to really support the kids on and off the court, and I think that's what's really important. I think a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches, they try to get their kids to a certain level so it benefits themselves.
Exactly.
And I don't think you guys are doing that. I think you guys are doing that for a real reason because you guys love the game.
We want to help them, man. Shout out PTI Houston Performance.
Shout out
Training
PTI
Institute.
Houston. Man.
Shout out everybody, and we appreciate you guys. And it's special to be able to work with the boys, work with your family, and we just appreciate how much you believe in what we do.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Guys,
Man, you've been there, you done that, Kinfolk.
all the time.
While I'm on, like I tell people all the time, like I'm in this man's studio right now. Shout out the producer over there, bro. That's my guy, man.
Shout out my guy, man.
The best producer, man. Come on, man.
For sure,
That's my
man.
guy, man. But yeah, man, what I'm gonna tell this man about his studio.
Right.
Sit your ass over there, man. Do what you do.
That's what I do, man.
Right.
Yeah. So no, man, that was a blessing. Now I know when somebody ain't doing it right.
Yeah,
Right.
of
And
course.
I'm looking at y'all like, nah, man. And then of course it came from Kyree.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, nah, daddy. Isaiah was the truth, bro.
Right.
Like, and he was like, he mirrors Evan.
Yeah.
You remember I told you that.
You
when
did.
Right,
you did.
right.
That's a mini
I
you.
was
You
like,
told
man,
me
that's
that's
a mini you, bro.
right,
I was
right.
like, he's a killer, man. I was like, but I figure I've taken him far as I can take him.
Right.
And I know you and your dad, y'all played on major levels. I never played professional sports of any sort.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can play like that,
Right.
dads. But you got Akeem in the house, and you got an Isaiah in the house. You have to put that aside, man, and let these people do what they do best.
Right.
Man, that's huge,
But
props.
it's not for every athlete, but it's for that determined athlete. And the guys that they have in there, you can tell, man, you are looking at that next group of elite kids.
Yes.
Right.
That are in there, and then they have some guys that are there in the gym that are already there that maybe has tripped up here or there,
Yeah.
trying to
Right,
get back
right,
to the
right,
next level.
right.
I love that too.
No, it's
Right,
all, it's
right,
all
right.
aspects of it, man. I mean, it's so big, especially in basketball, but being an athlete in general is that transparency aspect.
Right.
We have all walks of life, all
Yes.
ethnicities,
Right,
all
right,
stages of
right,
it, where you
Yeah.
can see this is real.
Yeah.
As much as you want to take from it, is what y'all said is bigger than basketball.
And is that
Basketball-
therapy for you
It
when
is,
you get
yes.
to work with kids?
Well,
when you step into that
See,
gym?
This is what's crazy is it started with my dad. We opened a gym as a family.
Right.
My dad, like you said, is very ambitious, somebody that works hard, that loves basketball.
Right.
But I saw him killing himself every day.
Right.
And one day I was like, well, I know how to put the cones out there and help.
Right, right.
And I'm like, Dad, get you something to eat. I got that. And it turned into, I was at the lowest point of my life, losing my grandfather,
Right,
going
right,
overseas,
right.
living a dream, but going through a lot.
Right.
I started working with those kids and being around them, and it healed my inner child.
Right.
And that's
right.
what was so like,
Right.
I didn't get it. I didn't
Did you feel like
realize-
something was missing?
Yes, and that's the part I didn't know until I started. And when
Okay.
I started, I started addressing things in my life. They
Right.
make kids, when you work with kids, they make you look in the mirror a lot.
Yeah, they do because they honest.
They point out
They
the
honest.
obvious.
They
For
honest,
example,
yeah.
the little kids will
Right,
tell
they
you,
honest.
you ugly.
Yeah,
or you
right.
need a haircut.
Yeah, now if they say
they'll
you
be-
ugly, you probably ugly.
They
Yeah.
will be, they will be unapologetically but real with you.
Right,
You
right.
need
You
that
need
in
that.
your life.
Right.
And that's what it was. I would come to the gym and they would tell me, you look sad. You don't
Right.
got a haircut.
Right,
You know,
right.
coach, we want you to be okay. You're not
Right.
smile, coach. And I had to learn to step back from myself and look in the mirror. And that's what they
Right.
made me. I wouldn't have learned that from an adult.
So was your when Mike was overseas, was it your grandfather that
Yes.
was taking you
Right,
back and
right,
forth to
right.
your
Yeah,
games and
my-
everything?
right,
I was
right.
wondering about that because you are so you show your passion with your grandfather.
Grandfather, yes,
And
yes,
I
you
was
do,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's only somebody that was in his life.
No,
Right,
my
right, right,
grandfather,
right.
like I said, my dad played overseas. He was gone majority for about 10 years, 10 months out of the year. So that was me and my sister's like dad. He stepped in as our dad.
Got you.
I understand.
So he taught us how to ride a bike. He taught us how to, that was everything, you know.
Right.
So, and again,
so he doubles as papa and dad.
Everything. But the one thing I always admired about my grandfather is when I was young, little kid, me and my sister used to try to call him dad.
Right.
And he would stop us in our tracks.
Right.
I'm not your dad. I'm your grandfather.
Right.
Your dad is your dad.
Right.
You always respect your dad. You always love your dad. This is your dad. He's chasing something. He's taking care of y'all. We're a family. We stick together.
Does your grandfather mirror Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
But my grandfather was a person of his own. It was somebody that you meet and you always learn something new from. Somebody that was transparent. He started off was supposed to go to the NFL, blew his knee out at Kansas State. Had 2 kids very early, 17 years old. Ended up going away for school, and he went from working at the very beginning of Centerpoint, and by the time he finished was the vice president. He has his own day in Houston. He worked next to Sylvester Turner, and when we had the hurricane, and was on TV doing crisis management. So he's somebody that once he passed away, they flew his flag outside of the White House.
Wow.
He got recognized for his own day in Houston.
Wow.
He has all these accomplishments that had nothing to do with money.
You were right along with him.
Yeah, watching
the journey.
And at the end of the day, he always knew how to come home and turn that off. He wasn't. He never carried work home. He never carried any emotions that he had. He came home. He was Pawpaw. He wasn't Floyd. He wasn't. Vice president. He was Pawpaw. That's one thing I always took from him.
He strikes me as a gentleman that demanded respect.
Yes, but without saying anything. By his actions. He gave you respect. He gave you love. He showed what respect looked like. And that's the reasons why it was always upkick with him. That's what it was.
Did he relate your good or bad accomplishments back to Mike when you were overseas?
Of course, of course. It was a revolving door with us.
That's what's up.
And that's
beautiful.
He was so keen on helping because at the end of the day we all still learning. He was very big on teaching him step by step. Okay, I maybe could have been a better father. Do this with your son. Constructive criticism. How can maybe I can't make it all right now, but look, you can do this with your son and make it better.
So Mike had a time in his life when he was without his dad because he was chasing an NFL dream. And you had the time without your dad because he was chasing his NBA dream.
As the men, as we look at the generations, we all pour heavily into each other.
Would you do that with your son?
Of course. That's what I've been raised to know and see. That's wherever I fell short, my son is supposed to never fall short. And that's what they always emphasized. Maybe we don't have it all together, or we're not perfect, but if I touch the stove and I got to burn, I'm going to show you and tell you about it. You don't have to go do it yourself.
No. What I'm saying is, your dad, your grandfather took that journey. Following his NFL dream. Mike took the journey following his dream, and there was gaps there.
Of course.
So you have a son. Would you take the same route? Would you say, okay, I'm going to say the whoever call you, Rockets call you tomorrow.
So this is the thing that I emphasized growing up is I could do that but still change how I went about it.
Got you.
So whatever the case is, I'm not willing to do it without my family. So that's the way I constructed my life and my career. That's why I wanted to go so early into the professional, realm of doing things. When it's time to have a kid, I have enough money, I have enough resources. My career is, further enough along where I can bring you with me. If I'm wherever in the world, we can afford to be there together.
Y'all smart, y'all y'all think that thing out with kids.
We
just was bam, 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 and then there y'all was.
Right.
But see, I think that's the beauty in us growing up like that.
Yes,
we learned and seen. Okay, that we grew up and we're exactly how we need to be and how we're supposed to be. But there's another side to it as well.
I got a question, man. When y'all were here in Houston, and you decided to make the move to Faith Family, what was behind that move? Because I believe at some point you were, you can't get it done at Ridgepoint.
We were talking about that the other day, like the pattern. We talking about where Evans going to school.
You were in a stop at some point, You were at one point you were you were in the middle of a stopping point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What got y'all through that, and what was your decision to move to Dallas?
I'm gonna say this because I know I have confidence that he's gonna bleep this out. Houston was so fucked up at that point.
Right.
The sports, the politics, the people that were involved. I didn't feel like I was able to progress. Not necessarily how we were in the gym by ourselves. I was always getting better. But in this sense of being where I needed to be in the college eye, having the right people speak for me, I wasn't in the right place. And me going to Dallas was the best thing that I could have done in my career. Because again, I'm going into a situation.
Because it shocked the hell out of me. Because honestly, it was what?
Yeah.
Like Michael taking his son where?
Yes.
To Dallas?
Yes. To South Oak Cliff.
Right. To South Oak Cliff.
Yes.
Like Oak Cliff. Right. Yes. Yeah. For real. Yeah.
South Dallas. So, but it was the best thing for me because it taught me how to persevere in any situation. I'm in Dallas where I'm the only kid.
So you go from Mo City.
But come on.
Mo City.
Oak Cliff.
To Oak Cliff.
I'm talking about 6:30 in the morning. They eating hot chips in the lobby. The Cliff. The Cliff. We had Trap Boy Freddy at our playoff send-off. So it was real though. Like I had to learn and gain respect from people that I walked them on every day.
Right.
By the time I got there, the only person that wasn't from Dallas, but by the end of the year was the team captain.
Wow.
So offensive MVP. We were in the state championship. So it was a situation that didn't just benefit me, it benefited everybody. I prayed. I brought a culture to that school. We prayed before every game. We had confidence in each other. It was something. I had Jordan Walsh that's on the Boston Celtics.
Of course. Yeah, I was going to say,
we had NBA picks on this team. We had professional athletes. There was a special group that, was ordained. That's the part that it was just so bad that it was something I needed to get out of.
So, and at that time, you're almost positive you couldn't have found that here in Houston. It was just so screwed.
No, it was so bad. And if I'm being honest, to this day, it's still bad.
Man, that's what we can talk about.
So would you recommend, like another kid, like let's say, they got it going on in Houston a little bit,
I feel like it's athlete to athlete. I wouldn't sit here and say what worked for me is gonna work for everybody because it's not.
Correct.
That was for me. Not everybody can handle that type of pressure, like we were saying. Uprooting your whole life on your senior career. I want to be with my friends and that's hard. But we'll talk about off camera and get that. But that's a big part of it. You have to be in an environment that's fruitful to you. If you're just giving it all your time, your career, because once you're 4 years up, that's it. You don't get no red shirt high school year.
You can make a wrong move.
Yes, you can.
And what was the difference between that Houston school and that Dallas school?
That's what I want to ask.
That makes the difference, honestly, in Dallas sports that we're not seeing in Houston.
Like they have something that we
it seem like they invest in their kids.
The passion.
Gotcha.
The respect for the game. They have the right people still doing it. I mean, you have your knuckleheads everywhere. But in Dallas,
it's a tradition with the right ones that they're doing.
Like, here we got our Coach Courtney's, but we need more of them.
In the last 5 or 10 years, how many picks have Dallas put out?
Countless.
Come on.
I can't even count them. We can go down the line.
I can't even really count them, man.
But at one point, that was Houston.
Right.
At one point, we had De'Aaron and Kelly and all these people.
Right.
Who does do it right here in Houston?
I got to scratch me and my father.
Gotcha.
I have to scratch. I can't, it's from a point, but we do it right because we had it wrong when it was our turn. So it's a change in aspect. I'm not in everybody else's gym. I'm not in everybody else's conversation.
So you don't know great answer.
I just know that when I was looking for it, nobody in this city did it. If somebody was to ask me, look, for a specific, this is our situation, who do you trust? If you had a kid to put him somewhere, I couldn't tell you a name.
Got you.
So that's the thing. But when we break it down situation, there's pros and cons everywhere.
What would you tell a kid that was in your situation? You about to go overseas. You're fighting for college scholarships, and that kid may be stuck in a situation where he may have to commit to a JUCO, or he could go here. What do you tell a kid like that may be down on himself and fighting? Don't
make basketball, but in general, sports your identity. That was one thing I didn't know. I woke up in the morning, I was a basketball player. I practiced. I went to school to get grades to play basketball. Got out of school, I trained to be a So by the time I got to a point in my life where you're not playing all day every day.
Right.
You're out of college. I didn't go to school. You know.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm
a
huge
grown.
void.
Who are you?
It's a huge void.
And then when you add losing somebody in your life that was monumental, you lose your whole identity as a whole. And then as a young man, it's very hard. So that was something that, you know, be very well balanced and well versed in your life. That's what that'd be my biggest advice to anybody.
And the gym helped you regain.
Yes. And it grew my
took
passion
something
back.
from you
yes.
and it put something back into you.
That's the beauty in the game.
Yeah.
That's the beauty in life. You can get knocked down, but if you can stand back up and rebuild it, that's the name of the game.
And I try to tell a lot of kids that too. Don't get caught up in this basketball shit.
Yeah.
It's not the end of your life if you don't make it to the NBA. Only it's like 0.3 people that ever play basketball will make it to the NBA. And a percentage of that will never even play an NBA game.
Exactly.
So you know, go after what you're passionate of. I'm not discouraging anybody from chasing their dreams. But man, mental health has a lot to do with it.
It does.
And there's levels to this, man. Hey, I was cold in junior high.
Right, man. Right.
Come on.
I was decent in high school.
Yeah.
The only pro is Isaiah.
Nah, it's levels to this, bro.
Right, seriously. You know, I'm
yeah.
speaking from a guy that walked off the basketball court and went and did something I believe that was better. That would better my life.
1,000%.
I don't know what I would be right now if I would have continued chasing basketball and it wasn't in my cards.
Being real about it, Kyree, I need your help with this, man. On the last part, we have to highlight your pops. We have to talk about him. We got to give him his flowers, and we got to talk about.
Where do we start?
We got to talk about the empire that he's built, man, and Street Flava and everything that he's done. It's funny because we were trying to talk about him, and you saw he put it back on us.
Right.
So
He split it up.
This part of the show, we have to. Me and you have to keep it focused on him for a second because I want to highlight Pops. You know best growing up watching him build that. How was that seeing him build it from the ground up and growing with him?
Man,
Kyree didn't like it.
No.
Kyree didn't like it. He didn't like.
Pops, go ahead. You speak.
He did not like it.
Maybe I was too young to remember.
He felt that they were always interrupting his dad.
They were.
Like my wife.
Hated. You know what? I do remember being that young, and I remember going through malls. I remember going up to Sharpstown Mall. Dudes trying to hand my dad a CD. Trying to rap from him all day long.
And I'm gonna send y'all this clip.
Used to be much worse.
When I talk about it, but TJ Nim had just won their second state championship.
Okay.
Coach Courtney is the coach at this time.
Yeah,
right.
So Street Flava is booming, man. We going hard. So
2001.
I bring the show.
Boy.
Right, I'm 3 years old.
Exactly. I bring the whole show to Willow Ridge, and they were all. I was in the stands with him, and you know everybody was let me hold him. He was like, man, get off me, man. So I got a shot of him, like people trying to hold him. Literally like, man, you know, but he didn't like it. Now, Evan and Thailand, they're totally different.
But as far as the legacy that this show has built, I believe is, if not the strongest legacy in Houston. I mean, so. Who you got over? Gallery Furniture, Mattress Mac, and
just to speak on that, I want it's crazy because
I would put them up there.
When you put the PTI episode on there, like me and my dad shared a moment. I can't speak for him, but I teared up and got emotional because I remember being a kid. I would stay with my dad late at night, and Street Flava would come on. We would watch the countdown. And he just always watched it. He always emphasized having it on because this was back then. See, we didn't have cable. People don't know this. We had the antennas when it came on.
And this is the importance of the show, man. People come up to my dad and cry.
Yeah.
People will go to jail. People go to prison or go to jail and come home and tell us about the experiences they had with Street Flava. Street Flava got us through jail.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest impact that we have. It's not running music videos. We look out for the community. We look out for the city. We always have. But like he said, we didn't have 50 Cent on this show. We didn't have Beyonce on this show. We didn't have Nelly on this show. We didn't have Nas. You name him, he's came through this show. So it's important for us to help the community, and that is the legacy that we do exactly what you guys do. We strive to help, and we strive to help everybody in the music community, not only in Houston but around the country.
It's the impact you leave with people.
Right.
That's the difference with a real H-Town dude, though, man. Like,
right.
I mean, like, my thing was back in the day, I had a chance to go to New York.
Yeah.
And they wasn't playing any Southern music.
Right. Right. Yes.
And I know New York
at all.
It was
This was 93, 94.
Like they were not, man, y'all country.
Yeah. Y'all, we still ride horses down. Yeah, for real. We ain't playing that country bunking shit.
I told them, once we get it, you will never get it back.
Yeah.
So I left there with an attitude, bro. Like, man, I'm already in radio.
Yeah.
Right.
So I come back with an attitude because I know who I got back here, bro.
Right.
I got Young Pimp C.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah.
I got Young Fat Pat.
Legends.
I got
Devin the Dude.
Big Mello.
Yeah.
I got Devin the Dude.
Come on, man.
And then we ain't even hit Atlanta with the Dungeon Family.
Right.
Yeah.
And Luke.
3-6 Mafia.
Pioneers.
Ludacris.
The South is the South.
Army.
And what I told him was, you will never get it back once we get it.
Absolutely.
And man, when I little did I know my energy, everybody in Houston felt the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
So we had a collective plan without really knowing we had a collective plan to get
and
our
Street
people.
Flava is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
Like
it.
without anyone to show the music videos, you can create them all you want. You're not getting on MTV. You're not getting on BET.
Without the platform is
right.
Yeah.
We're the one that gets you there.
I do want to shout out 97.9 The Box because I started off. I was prepared, like you say.
Yeah. Right.
I was prepared, and even before then, I got to shout out my family, my uncle Bud Harper.
Right.
I got to shout out O.S. Grant. These
Right.
are my
musicians.
family members,
Yeah.
musicians. They
Right.
brought me up
For real.
on a stage.
Yep.
So I looked out in front of 6,000
It
people.
was nothing for him to speak on stage.
It was nothing for
Yeah.
me to. I'd been on stage
That's love.
at
2
or 5 years old.
That's crazy.
They would put me on stage. You know, so I was prepared. But 97.9 The Box gave me my first shot as an air jock.
Right.
Wow.
And by the time I thought of the idea, coming back from New York, thinking about the idea, okay, man, we finna put a stop to this.
Yeah.
And I made a couple of phone calls. I had a lot of connections from radio, but I got to shout out Jay Prince.
Shout out Jay Prince,
I
man.
called the Don, man, and explained what I was trying to do. And
This is senior, right?
it's
Senior.
I watched Junior grow up.
Yeah.
I watched Junior. That's my boy, man. All that he goes through, that's my heart, man. I love him, man.
Sure.
And I wish the family well.
Yeah.
But Prince, that's my guy. His dad,
Right.
the senior.
Yeah.
And I called him, and he, this is what you trying to do, Solo?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, man. The dude made a phone call, and they have never stopped sending videos to me.
Wow.
And everybody asked me, man, how did you get the videos when you first started? Now, I had connections, from the box, but to really infiltrate and get them like I had them, it wouldn't have came from nobody.
Off those relationships.
I knew him. I ain't had no problem with asking him.
Yeah.
And he delivered. So shout out to the Prince family, man.
Awesome,
and at the end of the day, we all from the South. Make no mistake
For
about
sure,
it.
for sure.
One of my partners the other day was like, "Hey, man, y'all gotta watch some of the people y'all talk about in the South. Y'all,
For sure.
y'all touching on some serious."
Yep.
Serious people, and the South has always been together.
Right.
I just think that's the problem now. That they don't stick. The ones that are now, they don't stick together like we used
I
to.
agree. That's the difference in it.
Yeah, we built it. We built this thing for y'all, bro. And I know y'all like you're an old nigga Solo sit down. It's not gonna happen.
That shit real though. It's
It's
real.
not. I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen because we built this, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you build something, will you leave it? I don't give a damn who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love my son to death, and he's prepared to take over Street Flava.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't, don't think I wouldn't give it to Isaiah.
Come on, let's hear what is.
Because I know if Isaiah's prepared, he's prepared.
Right.
You're gonna give it to, that's opportunity is rare these days, bro.
Right,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
But yeah, I've bred my whole family, each one of them, even Evan cold with a camera.
Yeah.
Right.
Evan is cold with a camera.
It goes back to, my grandfather always spoke on that. My dad does too, is you taught him how to fish.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one
right.
thing if I'm giving you dinner every day and you
Yeah.
depend on me.
Yeah.
Right,
But to
right.
teach somebody to go out there and survive for themselves and take care of themselves is huge.
Yeah.
And
Right.
That's what you
and
did.
and my mentors that I was telling you about, these are my kin people.
Yeah.
Right.
That I used to go to a little town called Gonzales, Texas. I don't know if you've heard of
I
Gonzales,
think I've heard
Texas.
of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Or you
Right
can pass-
outside of
No
San
idea
Antonio.
where it's at.
Right
but I
outside of
think-
San
You
Antonio.
can
Okay.
pass it up in a lick and
Yeah.
not know it, but little country town, but the musicians there, they were outstanding.
Right.
These were my people.
That's crazy.
So I learned how to play a little drum, a little lead guitar.
Yeah.
And my uncle put me on stage.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
over. I caught the bug.
Yep.
And I came back you know, on every high level, on whoever it was, from Michael Jackson, whoever. You know?
Right.
But, you know, and we were talking about that with the new Michael Jackson movie out now, how the man's music was so timeless.
Right.
This is a whole new generation.
We don't have that anymore.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, y'all get it now, because somebody had the good sense of making this man movie.
Right.
Now this is the real Michael Jackson that y'all are seeing now.
Yeah.
Like you list everybody, like he's streaming #1 everywhere now.
Right.
The music is timeless.
Well, you just said it's timeless. Yeah.
Right.
So I have a question for you, because it goes back to when I was a kid and I'm staying up late, sleepy, trying to watch the show. Where did the name Street Flava come from?
Man,
where it originated
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro, because that's all I can
I've been
do.
waiting. Y'all know, I've been waiting decades, man. I've always wanted this. I was a little kid.
I can't be fake with it. So I had already went to. So how it came about was, I went. I was on the air at the box.
Okay.
And they were doing like a contest. It was called What's in the Box. It was a crane hanging and a Corvette underneath of it with a box with a question on it. So if you guess what was in the box, you got this brand new Corvette.
What?
I still love
that. That's great. I love that.
Right.
Somebody.
It was a good economy.
We got to bring that back down.
It was stole, bro. Yeah. So anyway, I was driving the van at the time and doing late nights, but I was the only one that could drive the van. But I'm having this idea, so it's like, can somebody drive the van? Because the morning show came on. And it was like, ain't nobody here to drive the van. Yeah. So Robert Scorpio, shout out my boy Robert Scorpio. He said, yeah, Solo, they just got off the air. He don't have to drive the van. So he's like, Solo, you'll take us over to, they have us. So I was like, okay, now it's my time to pitch Street Flava.
That's loud.
So, but I hadn't even had a name for it yet. So I went over there, and again, I love kids.
Yeah.
So it was a carnival thing. You know, I'm chunking balls and frisbees and everything.
Yeah.
So the guy comes and he says, Sean Haley, my boy, taught me everything I need to know about TV. So he says, man, I like your spirit.
Come on.
I love your spirit. Hear my hand of God.
Oh my goodness.
It's normally how you get indoors.
Have you ever thought about being in TV, doing TV? I got a job for you. He said, it's backed up by Disney. And I said, first of all, you know me, I'm one of the craziest Negroes in radio. You want me to do a Disney show? Yeah. And he said, I seen you with these kids, man. That ain't no fake thing. You really love kids. Yeah. I love kids, man. He said, I said, well, listen, I got an idea about doing this video show. He said, do you know anything about TV? I was like, no, but I can do the show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was like, slow down, young man. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to teach you. If you do this job for me, if you take this job, I'll teach you everything you need to know about TV.
We got film on him, like introducing Disney TV shows, like the Disney Afternoon.
I trained doing Duckwing Duck, Goof Troops.
The same thing that he's doing. I was
introducing
same host.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
Jay-Z or Zero.
It was Tom and Jerry's next. Y'all hold on, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
that's crazy. That's really wow.
It was that.
So the Gaylord was the company. They took that format and really placed it all over the nation. Yeah. So it was many D solos made all over the nation, instantly. And so he was like, well, you need to think of a name. You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving down the freeway. I ain't gonna lie, I'm blowing me a blunt.
It's the best ideas.
That's how the best ideas come about.
It's the best.
Blowing me a blunt, man. I'm like, damn, you got yourself into this. Now you gotta come up with a damn name. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, Street Flava. It probably was like Street Flava. Yeah. You know, I was like, okay, I love it. You know, so the next day I came back and I was like, right now today, if I have any like people to say, man, what do you think about? Like, come think of an idea to do that. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna go smoke me one, bro. I'm gonna go smoke me one.
Think on it first.
And it's great idea, but it's gonna come. I don't rush it. Yeah. I smoke me one, and that thing gonna come. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like the way I did it. And you know, one of the reasons is that when I really got serious is when Kyree was born. Yeah. Is because now you're looking at a mouth you got to feed and everything, you know. Yep. So I was like, okay, I got to step everything up now. Right. Each one of my kids took my career to a whole nother level, you know, and I knew it like, okay, now, hey man, you have no room for error. Yep. You got to get this shit done.
So what you saying that, how old were you when Kyree was born? At that point where you have that mentality switch?
I think I was in my late 20s when I had Kyree.
Maybe my age, like 28.
28.
So what was just kind of spoke on it briefly about, I got a mouth to feed, you have that. Yeah. What was your mentality building it from where it was, having Kyree, and now taking it to the point where you can actually see his growing into that empire and that household name.
Just super proud, man. You know, I come up with some legends, man. Like, and we all had, like I said, we all had the same mission: get Houston to where we are now.
Yep.
So, you know, DJ Screw, you know, your Mean Greens,
right?
Golden Boy, Glenn Cooper. It was like a lot of DJs that taught that, put me on me. I started mixing in clubs. I was a club DJ.
Done every aspect.
Yeah, I was a club DJ.
That's crazy.
And that's how I got to the box. It's because one of my homeboys, my boy Glenn Cooper, shout out. Glenn is in now in Minnesota.
Yep.
They got 2 stations down there in Minnesota. He's PD of, you know, and everything. Crazy. So he liked the set I did. Forget the name of the club, but it held about 1,500 people.
Yeah.
So I'm tearing it up, man. So afterwards, it's like, man, look, I'm the new jock in town. So at the box, you know, I was like, man, I'm just trying to get over there, get there. You know, how can I get on? He was like, well, you can mix your ass up. They not just gonna put you on doing that. I was like, oh, what I need to do?
Yeah.
It's like, well, they got an open drive in the van. And I said, well, when do I need to be there?
Wow.
You know, and he said, man, be there tomorrow.
Right.
You got a driver's license? I said, yeah, I got a driver's license.
So built it literally from.
Man, I got on that van, bro, and I started making money off the van. You gotta remember, I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
My daddy third ward, my mama most sick.
Yeah.
So I'm hustling.
You already know.
I'm already hey man, give me they paying you, give me another 150.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it here, I'm gonna bring it there.
Right,
I do the broadcast and you fill your restaurants wherever we at.
Yeah.
So I'm making paper. And then he comes and says, I'm gonna put you on. Mix it.
Wow.
I was like, I gotta leave the van.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
Right.
Shit.
You know what? Y'all take it.
Yeah, radio say, I don't want to leave that, man. Great.
So,
I do both.
I gotta do both. It's like, nah, you gotta either, you know. So I ended up mixing.
Yeah.
I was the reason why y'all hear mixing in the middays now is because of me.
Yeah.
I went to Scorpio. I was like, man, y'all jocks they taking a beating out there, man.
Yeah.
They need something to change the pace.
Right.
Let me mix with one of them, bro.
Yeah.
And he sat back and he was like, come on, Solo, I'm gonna put you on, you know, see how it worked.
Yeah.
Took off. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the guys that are out right now, Kyree, Corman Contreras, all these guys that I trained them.
That's ridiculous.
Kyree was my guy.
I never had no idea about that.
Yeah, I trained Isaiah that does the Isaiah Factor.
Yeah. Isaiah
He
Kyree.
found Isaiah Kyree when he came into Houston. Shout out Isaiah, man, a hell of a guy, tremendous work ethic. But I knew that he wasn't. You got to know H-Town.
Yeah.
So Pimp was just getting ready to get out of jail. I already knew I had the interview with him.
Yeah.
I said, I tell you what, I'm gonna have him come do an interview with you. He was like, are you serious? I was like, that's gonna be your introduction to the city.
Right.
They'll know Pimp
message.
Pimp message.
Yeah, you good.
Straight.
That's a hell of an introduction.
Right.
And he been gone ever since. So, you know, they all show me love in that manner. But, you know, my thing is now, I want to take D-Solo, that guy, and do something totally different with him. Yeah. And we're, you know, not to let the cat out the bag, but, you know, Isaiah really has a great format here. And we've been, you know, since that's like my little brother, man, like we've been talking, and you know, it's gonna be some big things happening, you know, around here. So y'all just keep it locked on.
Keep locking in, man.
It's
locked into the Playaz Circle.
He said that we're not gonna speak on a whole bunch, man, but we just locked in some legendary things today. I'm so grateful to have 2 living legends with me, man, in the same family. To be able to see something like this and experience it is special, guys. And I hope y'all take advantage of what we had today. You know, I got so much love for you guys. I enjoy having y'all every part of my life, but especially now, man. Y'all are family. I can't wait to see, you know, the great things E's gonna do, man. And I just appreciate y'all taking the time and being here today.
I want to shout out your family. I also want to shout out, you know, I mentioned a very good friend of mine. He died, Bubba Griggs. Yeah. Was the last guy.
Bubba Griggs, man. Shout out Bubba, man.
Yeah, shout out the whole Griggs family.
The real one.
Bryce, keep working, man. Keep doing your thing.
Love you, Bryce.
Shout out my boy, you know, DJ.
Shout out Smooth, Wolf, man. Shout out Smooth, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Trish, you know, all y'all, man. Shout out that family, because that was the family that introduced me to that level of basketball.
Right.
Tylen walked on to the Blue Chips. I didn't know what the hell a Blue Chip was. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, he played for the Blue Chips.
Right.
That was at the beginning.
Shout out Clive, man.
You know. So that was the introduction, and you know, you really, I'm gonna tell you, man, like AAU in Houston is another level, and if you have somebody that can show you the ropes and introduce you, take that advantage, cause man, it's a battle, and to me, it's meant to be. because it was getting these kids ready for the next level.
Right.
And everything that is on the AAU level is triple probably on the NBA level now.
Right.
I know a lot of, all the Rockets are my partners from Robert Ory, Sam Cassell. Shout out my boy Chucky Brown, man.
Oh, Chucky, man.
But all those guys were my partners. So I got a chance to watch it. I know what the work ethic is. Sam used to wake me up after clubs and come out the straight Jesuit, man, and chunk me some balls solo, and I get up because I knew what he was trying to do. So those 2 back-to-back championships with your Robert Ory's, your Sam Cassell's, I was right there. You used to call me the adopted Rocket. Rudy asked Vernon one time, who is he?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Rudy Tom Donovan.
Yeah. Well, me and Rudy was tough, but I knew it was in that cup Rudy had. I knew it was in that cup Rudy had. You know what I'm saying? But man, just find somebody that can help you out with your kid, man. That can get him to the next level, and don't let nobody blow smoke up his ass. Don't let him think he's the best thing since sliced bread, because it's levels to it.
In a roundabout way, he's saying is keep some players in your circle.
Yeah, come on,
man.
We gotta come on, man. End it off. Keep some players in your circle. Thank y'all for tuning in. Episode 8, the Playaz Circle. Like we said, some huge things coming. We're gonna stay on the hush until it comes true. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all back on the next one.
We gotta go bring it up. That's
Kyree, appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.